What's up, guys? It's Nadia, and if you're new to my channel, this is Nadia who's talking about a lot of things. And today we're gonna talk about Sparky R and upgrading your filters. Is it important? Why do you need to do that? How do you know that you need to do that? And let's go! So firstly, for example, you see the low sharing of the filter, you're like, hey, what's happening? Why is happening? What should I do about the low sharing? If you see the low sharing and then you go into the impressions, you see tons of the impressions and then you see the low sharing, it means that something bad with your filter. It's bad quality, people don't like it, you need to do something. So this is how you're changing it. You start updating, doing something, recreating basically the filter from the scratch, because this is how it's gonna go. If the low sharing and the low impressions, so also you can check the opens, how many people open. Sometimes it's different from the impressions, but if all those kind of numbers are really low, so then something wrong with your filter and you need to do something with that. Basically, for example, let's get it as an example. I had a filter called Queen, and it has kind of queen over here, like the crown, and it wasn't going really good. But then I changed a little bit and I did keywords. People were like, wow, something new, I need to try. So yeah, but still, it's not that good. But some people are using that, but it's not for everyone. This is a unique filter. So the next point is that impressions is the thing that I talked just before, but still impressions. When you see low impressions but high shares, it's good. But if you see low impressions and all other like things are really low, maybe it's because people don't see your filter. So what we need to do in order to see our filter, we need to open, update, and put the keywords of the filter. For example, it's color filter, you put the color, makeup, whatever you did there, sparkles, tan, dust, all things that you have done with the filter. There's probably 15 keywords that you can put. So 15 keywords, just put there and be happy. Because if after those keywords your filter is not getting impressions and all other things, it means that filter is just not recognizable. Maybe you need to change the name of the filter. That might help in order to get it more and more impressions. The next thing is DMs. So it might sound really weird, but sometimes I check my DMs, even though I do it really almost never. I check my DMs, and since like it's in this request section, I don't do it quite often because they have some weirdos in there, and I just don't want to deal with that. And once a month I'm just going there and deleting everything. But this time I decided like, why shouldn't I go through DMs? And then I saw the girl who texted me like, hey, your filter is not working. I'm like, why? Because it's really hard to check all 100 filters every day, like, or once a month, and see if it's working and if it's not working. And when people texting you like, hey, your filter is not working, then you have to check it. And then it's honestly like, I opened, it was the with their different hair color. I opened the filter and then I saw the white screen and flying eyelashes. That was funny to see. But then the same day I changed the filter, I edited. I mean, it's a really old filter, and I thought that maybe I won't even delete it. But still, I updated it and sent her a link and said like, thank you for telling me that my filter wasn't working. Because it's really nice when people telling you like, hey, your filter isn't working, can it work, something like that. Because then you know that you need to update some of them. So that day I was checking all the filters to see like if it's like what happens with others, but all other were fine. So yeah, thank you. um Also, some people write in comments, but mostly DMs like, hey, update the filter, or hey, can we have another filter? This happens, but like for a really long time nothing happened like that. That girl texted me this year and I was just like, wow, I have to do something with that. So I was checking all the filters. Then the main key for upgrade is the Sparky R notification. That's what I'm missing, always missing this thing. I never do that. So once I decided to go to my Sparky Art gallery, like whatever, like hub, and it tells me like, this filter needs to be updated, this filter needs to be updated, this filter needs to, and some of them you couldn't update with the accept button, and I was just like, you need to open the project in the Sparky R, do something there. So it's good once a week to check if one of your filter need updating, and also notifications from Sparkyard that they're changing something. And this is probably how I missed the filter and why it became totally, the skin was white and flying eyelashes. That's probably how it works. So you need to upgrade that filter. But for other upgrading the filter, we go to the most important thing is skills. For example, the first time when I created the filter, it was just the color filter with the gray tones, and I was just so excited. It took me around 3 hours to create the color filter, the first color filter called Kappa. And it's still on my Instagram. Just if you scroll below, like somewhere over there down, you're gonna find this Kappa filter. And it took me 3 hours, maybe even more hours to create the filter, because when it was going in the black colors, it was going red. Then this wasn't working. Then on the face, it wasn't working. I think it still doesn't have the skin smoothing texture on the face, because most of my filters do have it, because some people want to have it more nicer, clean, cute, adorable. So yeah, and I think it's still that the same way it was like when I created, and that's amazing, because that filter firstly didn't get any impressions or likes or anything, but now it's quite okay, it's doing okay. I'm happy for the filter. So that's why I'm telling skills is important. Like if your skills improved from the first filter that you created, the color filter for me, for example, I can go download it, upgrade it with a skin smoothing textures and some other textures. And also for example, the cute baby face filter that I have, I used the eye lenses, the one that they were in sparky eye texture, and now I know how to create like almost like it's your real eye color. But still I haven't updated it because I'm lazy. For me it's easy just to create a new filter than to go back and update the old one, because hey, why do you need to update the old one if you can just create a new one? It's like for the jeans, why would you like sew the hole if you just gonna go and buy the new jeans? Like, you see the point. But skill still helps you a lot. Like if you're learning something new and you're like, for example, for me now to create the color filter takes around 10 minutes, because basically I have a base of the filter, and what I do is change the LUT. That's what I do. I change the LUT, and the firstly, of course, it takes me maybe around 30 minutes to create the LUT in Lightroom, but then it takes me 10 minutes to put it to Sparkier, upload it, done, and it's getting impressions. Like, it's probably what you're working for, and this is when you feel, and I have a feeling now that it's working, because every month I have more than 2 million impressions in my Sparkier studio, and I'm freaking happy, because I never thought that so many people gonna be using the filter. Like, that's something for me. I mean, I'm speechless about that, because for me it was always like not like I wanted people to use the filter. It was for me the idea of creating the learning something new, because it's nice when you know something else. I don't know, for me it's the way how probably I live and survive in this world, to learn something new and create some filters, because it was cool. And when it just started, when they just opened like you can create the filter, I ran to the Sparky art, downloaded, and that time I was even living in Finland, and it was nice to create something and people were using it. I'm like, wow, what is that that's happening, you know? It's probably like for some high top bloggers, when people buying their merch, they're like, oh my god, this is like the next sale or whatever. And for me it's totally like I'm not getting paid for that, but it's really nice to see that people are using that, and I'm happy. And that's amazing. But skills, like when you're getting new skills, try to improve your filters, because it's gonna improve your impressions and all of those things. Also, it goes to the gallery. You can select which filters go to the gallery and which are not. You can also sell your filters. No one is telling that you shouldn't or you can't sell the filters. Some people DM'd me about like, hey, how much your filter costs, how much your that costs. I mean, I never like even imagine selling the filter and doing those kind of things. So I'm like, yeah, like there's some price for that. I mean, depends on which filter you're talking. If it's color filter, it's like $10 for me, because the most problematic part is create the preset. That's the thing. But $10 for me, it's fine. I mean, I'm okay with that. It's not that I'm spending, you know, like tons of hours. Of course, if it's some kind of different preset and there is some kind of colors, those kind of things, yeah, that would take a lot time. Then it's double the money. But in all other cases, it's just $10, so it's fine. But if it's the eye, eyelashes, and those kind of things, it takes time, because I mean, I'm not creating the lashes from the scratch. I know people can do that and they're really good at that, but people who doing that, creating it from scratch, most of the part of the filter, they ask you for more and more money. But about the money and the filters, how to sell them, there was already video on my YouTube channel how to start selling sparky out filters, and you can just go and watch it. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was a little bit helpful and informative for you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to put thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. More and more videos about sparky are coming so soon. Kisses and bye bye.